What if I told you some planes didn't just fight wars? They changed how wars are fought forever, from jets that radar can't see to aircraft so fast that missiles couldn't catch them. These machines forced the world to completely rethink air combat. They represent massive leaps in technology, strategy, and sheer power. Today, we're counting down 10 military aircraft that changed warfare forever. Before there were fighter jets, before there was any concept of air combat, there was this. The Wright Flyer was the first powered military aircraft in history. Now, let's be honest, it barely flew, it barely carried any weight, and it barely worked. But it proved something absolutely terrifying to the world at the time. Humans could now fight from the sky. This wasn't just a novelty, it was the birth of a new dimension of warfare. Within just a decade, planes were being used to spot enemy troops from above. Within 2 decades, they were dropping bombs. Every dogfight, every bombing run, every strategic air campaign all started right here. Air warfare was born from this fragile collection of wood and fabric. Next up, the plane that made propellers obsolete. This was the Messerschmitt Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter. During the final stages of World War II, the Me-262 flew nearly 100 miles per hour faster than the best Allied propeller planes. Allied pilots who faced it described it as untouchable, a silver blur that appeared and disappeared before they could even react. The only reason it didn't completely dominate the skies and change the outcome of the war, Germany developed and built it too late, with too few numbers to make a strategic difference, but its legacy was cemented. Every modern jet fighter, from the F-22 to the Su-57, owes its existence to the revolutionary engineering of this aircraft. This bomber didn't just win battles, it changed the very nature of strategic warfare. The B-17 Flying Fortress was a legend for its sheer toughness. It could fly incredibly long distances into enemy territory, absorb massive amounts of damage from enemy fighters and anti-aircraft fire, and still, somehow, make it home. There are countless stories and photos of B-17s returning to base with entire sections of their fuselage missing, engines on fire, and crew members wounded. It proved that air power could do more than just support ground troops. It could cripple a nation's ability to wage war by destroying its industries, factories, and supply lines from the air. Cities and infrastructure were now primary targets. During the Korean War, one aircraft appeared in the sky and sent a shockwave through the Western world. That plane was the MiG-15. This Soviet-designed jet was a wake-up call, outperforming almost every Western aircraft it encountered in the early stages of the conflict. Its speed, climb rate, and high-altitude performance were superior. The appearance of the MiG-15 forced the United States to accelerate its own jet fighter development and respond immediately, leading to the creation of the legendary F-86 Sabre. The result of this aerial arms race, dogfighting became faster, higher, and deadlier than ever before. The era of high-speed jet versus jet combat had truly begun. Imagine building an aircraft so well that it's still a critical part of your military almost 70 years later. That's the story of the B-52 Stratofortress. This incredible bomber first flew in the 1950s, and it's still flying today, with plans to keep it in service until the 2050s. The B-52 proved that a fundamentally solid and adaptable airframe could evolve across generations of warfare. It's been updated with new engines, new avionics, new electronic warfare systems, and an ever-expanding arsenal of precision-guided missiles and smart bombs. If it makes it to the 2050s, the B-52 might serve for nearly 100 years of service life, longer than any other combat aircraft in history. To this day, no operational military aircraft has ever been confirmed to be faster. Meet the SR-71 Blackbird. This reconnaissance plane was pure science fiction brought to life. The SR-71 flew at the edge of space, above 85,000 feet, and at speeds exceeding Mach 3, that's more than 3 times the speed of sound. Over its entire service life, hundreds of surface-to-air missiles were fired at it. None ever hit. Its defense strategy was brilliantly simple. If you can outrun and outclimb any threat, you're invincible. The Blackbird taught the world a crucial lesson. In modern warfare, speed itself could be the ultimate weapon and the ultimate defense. It was ugly, angular, and looked like it shouldn't be able to fly. But the F-117 Nighthawk changed everything. This was the world's first operational aircraft designed around stealth technology. Its bizarre shape wasn't for aerodynamics. It was designed to deflect radar waves away from their source, making the plane nearly invisible to enemy air defenses. Radar waves didn't bounce back, they were scattered and absorbed. During the opening night of the Gulf War, F-117s flew into the heart of Baghdad, one of the most heavily defended airspaces on Earth, struck their targets with pinpoint accuracy, and returned without a single loss. After that, stealth was no longer optional. It was the future. This plane was built for one brutal, specific mission: to protect troops on the ground. The A-10 Warthog is not fast, it's not pretty, but it is brutally effective. The entire aircraft is essentially designed around its main weapon, a 7-barrel Gatling-style cannon that fires nearly 4,000 armor-piercing rounds per minute. The A-10 is heavily armored with a titanium bathtub protecting the pilot, and it's designed to fly low and slow, absorb damage, and keep fighting. It proved that air power isn't just about high-tech dogfights and strategic bombing. Sometimes it's about staying low, getting your hands dirty, and saving the lives of the soldiers fighting below. This jet didn't just redefine air superiority, it perfected it. The F-22 Raptor changed air dominance forever. It was the first fighter to successfully combine a revolutionary mix of capabilities: true stealth that makes it nearly invisible to radar, supercruise, which allows it to fly at supersonic speeds without using afterburners, and extreme maneuverability that makes it unmatched in a dogfight. In training exercises, enemy pilots often report they never even knew an F-22 was there until they received a notification that they'd already been shot down with the Raptor. Air superiority became less of a contested battle and more of an absolute certainty. Finally, we look at the future. This is the B-21 Raider. While the B-2 Spirit was a game-changer, the B-21 is designed for the threats of the 21st century. It takes the concept of a stealth bomber and elevates it with the latest technology: next-generation advanced stealth AI-assisted systems and the ability to conduct long-range global strikes from the United States to anywhere in the world. But here's the thing: most of its true capabilities are still highly classified. It represents the cutting edge of military aviation. And that means the scariest part about the B-21 Raider is that we only know what the government wants us to know. From the first flight of the Wright Flyer to the classified tech of the B-21. These aircraft didn't just fly, they rewrote the rules of war. Each one forced adversaries to adapt, innovate, or be left behind. And with autonomous drones, artificial intelligence, and hypersonic jets on the horizon, the sky is only going to get more complex and more dangerous. The next revolution in air power is already being designed. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into aviation and military technology. Thanks for watching.